Hey everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. I hope you're all doing very well. It is my birthday, April 22nd. I thought it would be fun to make a celebratory dinner with some of my favorite vegan comfort foods. So I'm going to be making a pizza, I'm going to be making some double cheeseburgers wrapped in lettuce, and I have some frozen french fries to air fry. I got some dessert from Whole Foods, which I will share with you at the end. And this is just gonna be a casual cook with me style video. These are always fun and I haven't done one in a while. I'm gonna start out preheating the oven. I'm gonna make a gluten-free pizza crust. I'm using the recipe from the Minimalist Baker. She always comes through every time I need a recipe. So I'll link it down below. Haven't made it before, but I trust her. So I've been eating gluten-free for most of the past couple months. I'm not super strict about it. If there's something that I really want, I will still have it, but it's actually been surprisingly not that hard to avoid gluten. Like, as far as pasta and bread goes, I found alternatives that are gluten-free that I like. This is almond flour, and there are quite a lot of dry ingredients in here. So there's potato starch, arrowroot flour, lots of spices, garlic and onion powder, some Italian spice, some pink salt. I've got flax seeds and some baking soda. So throw that in there, and I'm gonna whisk all my dry ingredients together. I feel like the fact that I've dealt with skin and digestive issues for so much of my life is the reason why I'm so experimental with my diet. Like, if you've been following me since the beginning, you'll know how many times I've changed up my diet, how many things I've like temporarily cut out. So I'm always experimenting a little bit. I'm fine with that. For wet ingredients, I've got water. I'm gonna add a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some olive oil as well. The past couple times I've made gluten-free pizza, I've used a cauliflower crust, which I have a recipe for that on, oh, the oven is preheated. I have a recipe for that on my blog, which I can link down below if you're curious. But I just wanted to try something new today, so we're using the almond flour instead. I know Bob's Red Mill also makes a gluten-free pizza crust mix, and I've used that a couple times and I just can't get it to work for me. It always ends up being like very gummy. I always like the super thin, crispy, like cracker style crust. And I actually think this is a little bit too wet, so I'm gonna add some more almond flour. See, that's the thing that I love so much about the Minimalist Baker blog, is that she has photos of every step, so you know like if something needs to be adjusted along the way. So I'm gonna add some more almond flour so it becomes a little bit thicker. Leave a comment down below if you are also an April baby, or if you're a Taurus baby. I'm very curious to know. I feel like it's really sunny and warm outside today, and Colorado weather is very unpredictable. Like, one day it will be snowing, a couple days later it will be warm and sunny. And so I'm really glad, because yesterday it was so cloudy. And today it's sunny and I have all the windows open and it just makes me so happy. Okay, so this is coming together. It's a ball now. I am going to clear my space really quick. So she actually wants us to cook the crust on parchment directly on the oven rack. So I'm gonna assemble it on this baking mat, and then I'm just gonna slide it off directly onto the oven rack. I'm assuming that makes it a little bit crispier. Just gonna pat it out. I'm gonna wet my hands a little bit so it doesn't stick. I've noticed every time I make pizza at home, I go grocery shopping for the ingredients and I'm just way over ambitious, because that's just how my brain works. I get very overwhelmed by things, and I deal with a lot of FOMO. So I'm like, oh, I need all of these toppings, and then when it comes time to actually assemble the pizza, I like put way too many, and then the center doesn't cook or something weird like that. Okay, I think this is good. Honestly, this smells so fantastic. And my oven's preheated. I'm gonna bake this for 10 minutes before I go on to put the toppings on. Tidy up again really quick. I feel like that's the key when you're cooking, is clean up along the way. Also, like whenever I can, especially if I'm filming a video, I'll do all of the prep work, chopping my veggies, measuring out my dry ingredients. I'll do that in one go. I'll have everything in like neat little pinch bowls or in little piles or on a plate, and then I'll clean, and then I'll move on to the next step. So clean as you go, folks. I'm gonna show you what toppings I got for this pizza. We're going a little bit ham, okay? So I've got veggies. I've got red onion, some bell peppers. I actually got these tomatoes and sliced them up for the burgers, but I figured since there's extra, I would put some fresh tomatoes onto the pizza as well. Got some mushrooms that I sliced up and sauteed. I'm very particular about like how my veggies are like cut and how they're cooked and like the texture. And there's a specific way I want each vegetable to be depending on the dish. I'm really weird about that. So I really like to cook my mushrooms first. I just picked up, I'm not patient enough to make homemade spaghetti sauce from scratch. So I just got some fat-free marinara from Whole Foods. Got some black olives. I went crazy with the cheese today because I also got another cheese for the Cheeseburgers, which I'll show you. But Violife, which is a brand I really like, now has mozzarella shreds at my local Whole Foods. I've only tried their sliced provolone, and they have like an aged smoked cheddar, which I both really enjoyed. And my mom and sister, who aren't vegan, have tried them and like those as well. So here's the mozzarella. I'm sure it'll be amazing. I also got their Parmesan. This is probably my favorite vegan Parmesan out there. The Follow Your Heart one is good too, but I don't know, there's something just kind of cool about having it come in the little wedge and then you can grate it onto your food fresh. And then I got some Beyond sausages. Actually, I didn't buy these, Eric did. We always have frozen Beyond burgers and frozen Beyond sausages in our freezer because we love them so much, and we just always like to have them on hand, and on days when we feel lazy, or especially now that it's starting to warm up and we want to start grilling again, it's just nice to always have them. So I have the brats right now. I feel like the hot Italian sausage would be better on pizza, but we're working with what we got. I'm actually gonna crumble up 2 of these and brown them in a pan first before I put them on the pizza, because these and the Beyond Burgers have so much oil in them, and I really like to cook them and blot the oil off as I go. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also minced up some garlic to put on the pizza. I mean, I don't need to talk about how much I love garlic anymore, but you know, one of my favorite pizzas I've ever had, back in the Bay Area, there's this place called Pachi's, and like you'd go there and you'd wait forever for a pizza, and they make deep dish, but you had the option of putting whole roasted garlic cloves. And I didn't think ahead to roast garlic cloves for this, but oh my goodness, so good. I'm gonna brown up 2 of these sausages, and I suspect that it's gonna get really loud in a second with all the sizzling, so I'm probably not gonna talk through this part. Just gonna crumble it into the pan so we have like kind of ground sausage to put on top. Leave a comment down below, let me know what your favorite pizza toppings are. Specifically, if you are a fan of pineapple on pizza, which I am. I love pineapple and savory things. I love pineapple cashew curry fried rice. I love pineapple on pizza. This one's still a little frozen, so just throwing that in there. So while this is browning, I'm actually going to turn the camera off, tidy up some of the dishes we've accumulated in the back, and then I'll see you afterwards. Okay, I just took the pizza crust out of the oven. I can't even explain how good it smells. I don't know how that's possible, but it also seems like it's crisping up pretty nicely. I just want to make sure it's not sticking in the middle. I feel like that's a problem I always have with pizza dough, especially once you put the toppings on and everything's weighing it down in the middle. I almost wish I had made this a little bit bigger so that it would be thinner altogether, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I have my browned vegan sausage crumbles, and I'm going to assemble the pizza, and then I'm going to wait to put it back in the oven until I have some progress on my cheeseburgers. If I could open this jar. Yeah. I got scared because I smelled it, and it smells like there's honey in it, but it's not on the ingredients, so I guess I'm wrong. Okay, we're going sauce first. I'm not really the biggest fan of pizza crust. I'm more about the toppings, so I like to take the sauce and the toppings and the cheese as close to the edge as possible. I like to put a layer of toppings next, and then I like to put some cheese on top of those, and I feel like the cheese kind of like cements them down onto the pizza so they're not sliding around. And then I put just a few more toppings on top of the cheese for strictly aesthetic purposes, honestly. So, lots of mushrooms. Okay, then I'm gonna put some of my sausage crumbles. Be nice and generous with these because I'm obsessed with Beyond Sausage. It's funny because I never even really liked meat on my pizzas before I went vegan. Like, I never was the person who was gonna order like the meat lovers pizza. I always thought it was weird when people put bacon on their pizza. So it's just funny that now I'm like a faux meat fiend. These I like to stay a little bit crisp, so I don't cook them ahead of time. Sometimes I will saute my onions before I cook them or put them on the pizza, just to soften them up. Or sometimes I'll caramelize my onions. I love, you know what? When I was just vegetarian, CPK has like had a pear and gorgonzola pizza. I haven't been there in years. A pear and gorgonzola pizza, and I started making it at home, and I would put caramelized onions, gorgonzola obviously. I would do like really thinly sliced pears and chopped up hazelnuts, or sometimes I would do walnuts. Going for the olives now, sliced black olives. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna have to pass on the fresh tomatoes because I don't know if this crust will be able to support the extra mass. I'm gonna put a little bit of fresh minced garlic on there. Ooh. And we're going in with the Violife Mozzarella. I opened it earlier because I was photographing it. Oh, I started a new Instagram. It's gonna be dedicated strictly to vegan product reviews. I'm gonna start trying to buy those and do little reviews and lots of pictures and photos on that Instagram. So link down below. I just wanted to keep it separate from because my main Instagram, I mostly talk about, you know, like mental health. So I just wanted something separate from that where I could just talk about, you know, food. Just food. I don't know how generous I want to be with this cheese, honestly. Oh my God, I completely forgot I bought a third kind of cheese for the pizza. I love when this happens, when I forget that I bought something, or I forget that I have leftovers and then I open the fridge and I'm like, and it's like Christmas. I bought Kite Hill ricotta. The Kite Hill products were 40% off at Whole Foods if you're a Prime member. So I was like, why not? Because typically I don't buy Kite Hill because it's very expensive. And, you know, it's actually not that hard to make your own cultured nut cheeses, but, you know, it's just a question of, you know, will I not be lazy today and actually make them? And usually I'm too lazy. I'm just gonna put little dollops of this ricotta. Another kind of pizza that I really loved. Pizza with ham, and then they crack a whole egg on it, and then they cook the egg on the pizza, because I used to love eggs so much. Yeah, I feel like I'm just randomly talking about my pizza preferences on this episode, but find out a lot about a man just by knowing what he puts on his pizza, you know what I mean? This is gonna be the most epic pizza of all time, or at least the most epic pizza I've made before. I feel like this stuff really nails the texture of real ricotta. The flavor's a little off. I can't even explain why. I feel like real ricotta is a little bit more mild than this, but oh, it's so good. I'm also gonna put Parmesan on this, but I'm gonna save it to the end and just grate a little bit on top. I'm gonna put lots of red pepper flakes when I bring it out as well, because I love me some spices. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a couple more toppings up here to make it look pretty. Quiet when I'm coming home, I'm on my own. I say I like it like that. Okay, well this is ready to go back in the oven. It is quite the monstrosity. It needs another, I think, 20 minutes to be done, the crust at least. But I'm gonna wait until I have a little bit of a head start on my burgers first. Got some Beyond Burgers. I actually like Impossible Burgers better than Beyond Burgers. So I've heard Impossible Burger is gonna start selling their patties in stores this year. Fingers crossed. I've got some frozen shoestring fries. You know what? I so rarely let myself have French fries because fried food hurts my stomach. But I mean, usually I'll make baked fries if I want fries. That's fine. But I needed the real deal today. So I'm just gonna make 1 serving of these and enjoy myself. I got this new cheese by the Whole Foods 365 brand. It's cheddar, vegan cheddar. They also have these in shreds, and they have vegan mozzarella shreds as well. And I will try those in the future, and I'll put them on that Instagram vegan product review page if you're curious. Stay tuned for that. It doesn't taste like cheddar. It tastes exactly like American cheese, which I'm not complaining. I love me some American cheese, but I feel like if you want a convincing cheddar, go for the Violife. That stuff is fantastic. I'm not gonna be using hamburger buns. I'm gonna be wrapping them in lettuce. This is organic iceberg lettuce. What else am I gonna put on these? Probably the tomato, maybe some onion, some pickles. I got some veganese, veganese. I say that every time. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it veganese or veganese? So this is how I like to cook my Beyond Burgers. Well, first off, they're actually really good air fried. If you want to just like a really easy way and you happen to have an air fryer. But today we're doing something special. Plus I need to save the air fryer to do the fries in, which I'm gonna start them. 1 serving is 36 fries. That's pretty generous serving, I feel. I'm okay with that. Oh, they're so thin. Before I went vegan, my favorite fries of all time were the McDonald's fries. I know some people are like hardcore In-N-Out fries fans. That's actually too many. This is me exercising restraint with my French fry consumption. I'm putting some back in the bag. But oh my god, I loved the McDonald's fries. Nothing compares to them. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I am classless. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. This thing is loud as hell, this air fryer, so I'm actually gonna start my burgers before I turn this on. This is what we do. This is a method that I stole from Eric. This is the best way to cook them. I like to take each patty and split it in half and roll it into a ball. It's funny because the first time I tried these, which I think I made a video taste testing these with my sister when she visited, and I was so taken aback by the cat foodie smell of the raw Beyond Burgers, and now I have them so often that it doesn't faze me. I'm a little disappointed in myself, honestly, but we're just rolling them into balls. We're gonna heat up a griddle, super hot, ripping hot. And we're gonna smash these balls onto them and just make really thin, wide patties. And I find that they cook up the best that way. And then I'll put a piece of cheese on top of one and sandwich it in between and make doubles. We're gonna get Eric's opinion on the Minimalist Baker. This is her gluten-free almond flour crust. And your opinion on this cheese, which I personally think tastes more like American cheese than cheddar.
Okay.
This, I actually tried this out of the bag, and it's so good. You know how hard it is to find a vegan cheese that's like edible without being melted first?
Right.
I don't know if it's like fully mozzarella. I feel like it's a little funkier than mozzarella.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
It's definitely better than Daya by itself.
Oh yeah. The Daya.
That's good too. I like that. Yeah.
Does it taste like cheddar though?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't really taste like anything.
Well,
which makes it taste like American.
Right.
But they don't have that like toothiness that the other, like the toothy dryness that the other ones have. You know, like Daya by itself, it's kind of like.
Let's try it melted. Can't really taste it. No, there it is.
Whoop.
It's good.
Yeah. I think the Daya sticks out a little more.
But I feel like Daya, if you're a new vegan or you're trying to go dairy free and you try Daya, I feel like sometimes it takes a little while to get used to it. It really turns people off, and I feel like this just tastes like American cheese.
That's delightful.
Okay.
Did you give me the crispier burger? Good. Yeah.
It has 3 kinds of cheese on it. The crust held up surprisingly well. It's not flopping. It's crispy on the bottom.
Wow. It's a good pizza.
You like it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try the crust on its own. I like how crunchy it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the crust is gluten-free crust.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, but like, doesn't taste the same. Doesn't have any of the same qualities.
Right.
That's
Definitely
good.
gluten-free. I actually really like it.
Yeah.
It weirdly almost has like a shortbread texture.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't been in a video in a while.
You haven't?
I don't like it.
No?
Get me back in here.
I keep inviting you. You just avoid
You
me.
can just squat down. Avoid
Alright.
you. We live together. I'm always here, girl.
You're always gone getting that bread or something. Tell them about our music project.
Me?
Yes. Well, I dip fries in mayo.
That's my girl. We are recording an album of cover songs, and we released the first one on Spotify, and we made a video for it on YouTube. It is I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Def Cab for Cutie, and we love it, and we're proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
So go watch it and listen to it.
I'll link it down below. Well, thanks for joining me. Oh, I just want to quickly show you what I'm having for dessert. Whole Foods had these vegan Neapolitan cupcakes that are cream filled and they have like strawberry frosting. They're pretty okay. Sometimes I'm in a strictly ice cream mood. Sometimes I'm all about cookies. I just really like cupcakes right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will have the recipe to this on Minimalist Baker linked down below. And I'll see you soon. Bye!
You know what time it is. Wait.
Time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Okay, let me just take 2 more of these.